How to install a DoubleTake Long Track top onto a Club Car Precedent. The top front frame brackets are specific to the Club Car Precedent. There is a driver's side and a passenger side bracket. Insert 1/4 by 1.5 inch hex bolts through the short wall and then slide the rubber gaskets on the outside of the bracket. Locate the 3rd and 5th holes from the front of the top frame and install the top bracket using flat washers and Nylock Jam Nuts. The rubber gaskets install between the brackets and the top frame. Fully tighten the hardware. Repeat for the remaining bracket. Install track top handles from the front and rear. The front handle installs to holes 7 and 8 from the front of the top frame. Make sure the handle is facing upward and insert 1/4 by 2 3/4 inch tap bolts through each side of the handle and secure to the top frame with flat washers and Nylock Jam Nuts. Fully tighten hardware. The rear handle installs to the last 2 holes from the rear of the top frame the same way as the front handle. Fully tighten hardware and repeat for the opposite side. Install top frame plugs into the remaining empty holes at the front of the top frame. Do not plug the holes in the rear of the top frame. The track top prep is complete and the top is now ready for installation. To attach the long track top to the front frames, position the top in place so that it rests on the rear and front frames. Temporarily rest the bracket on top of the front frames. Loosely insert a 1/4 by 1.5 inch hex bolt and flat washer into the bracket just enough to slide the rubber gasket on the backside. Once both bolts are prepped with gaskets, slide the bracket down over the front frame and push the bolts through the front frame holes. Make sure the rubber gaskets are between the front frame and bracket. Secure with flat washers and Nylock nuts and fully tighten. Repeat for the remaining front frame bracket. To attach the long track top to the rear frames, position the rear frame to the inside and below the top frame. From the back side of the rear frame, insert 1/4 by 2.5 inch hex bolts and flat washers through the frame just enough to slide onto rubber gaskets. Make sure the rubber gaskets are between the rear frame and the top frame. Secure with flat washers and Nylock nuts and fully tighten. Repeat for the remaining rear frame. Finally, make sure the rear frames are plumb and the track top is in the correct position. And then tighten all loose hardware to secure the rear frames to the seat back supports. DoubleTake, because looks matter.